I am in my husband's car, so switching it up today. It's hot. His little GPS tripod is in a completely different spot in his car than in my car, so I gotta get used to looking over here. All right, that's better. I was able to raise it up a little bit higher. Nearly had a heart attack because this car does the, I don't even know what the feature is called, but when you come to a stop, it turns the car off to like save on gas. And then when you put your foot on the gas, it turns back on. Well, I forgot about that. And so it turned off and I thought the car broke down. I don't use a microphone for my phone when I vlog, so hopefully the air conditioner is not too loud. I'm just taking you guys along with me to Whole Foods because it is that time where I need to, oh, see, and now it's shaking up. Oh well. I need to go grocery shopping. We did the first wave yesterday. We went to Target and Whole Foods, and then today we went to Costco, and now I am going to Whole Foods again. The shopping we've done so far was just like our staples, like stuff that we know we're always gonna need in the house. Then today I sat down and did my meal plan for the week. So I'm going to shop specifically for that. My relationship with food has changed constantly. I'll just say throughout my 30s, my relationship with food, my ideas about health and wellness have shifted and been refined so much that I kind of want to recap that. As I'm approaching 40, I'm gonna be 39 this year. I'm kind of like reflecting on how much my idea of health and wellness has changed. In my 30s, well, 20s / into a good portion of my 30s, it was mostly about aesthetics. I'll just be honest. That has shifted a lot, but I find myself surprisingly / not surprisingly prioritizing and valuing how I feel within my body, like health-wise, more so than looks. I felt like absolute garbage after having my daughter, whatever was going on. I even had gone to the doctor to get my hormone levels, like whatever, get blood work done and get certain things checked out. Everything was pretty normal, so I don't know what was going on. I had so little energy, and yes, I was sleep deprived. My daughter was a terrible sleeper for the first 4 years of her life, but this was like different. Plus, I was also a little depressed. I had some postpartum blues, anxiety, all the things. Just in my body, I felt inflamed. I was bloated. But still, at the end of the day, the thing that I cared about more than anything else was just my weight, all the aesthetic stuff. And it really didn't click for me until years later that one affects the other. Your health affects your weight, affects your skin, affects your nails, your hair, all that stuff. If you just focus on nutrition, you will automatically start to look better. At one point, I can't remember how old my daughter was, I finally committed to working out. I set up a little workout spot in our garage and I started working out every night. That was around the time I started listening to podcasts that had to do with like health and working out. I actually learned some really interesting tips and tricks. All right, well, we're gonna pause here. Let's run into the store. Looking for coconut flakes and I cannot find them. How sweaty I look. Well, we're done with grocery shopping for the week. $500 later, from beginning to finish, we are done with groceries. That is a lot of money, but I will say it's not usually quite this much. It's just that this time we literally ran out of everything all at the same time. This was just one of those weeks where we just had nothing and had to like restock absolutely everything. Okay, we have time to finish up this vlog. This guy is being whiny right now. Just lay down, dude. There we go. He's so cute, but he's just so, he doesn't listen. Actually, this is like maybe there. My bed is not made because I'm about to do laundry, so do not mind that. I think I touched on it a little bit in my last vlog. I am prioritizing my health in a way that I didn't used to. It used to be mainly based off of aesthetics, which is fine. You know, you want to feel good in your clothes, but for me, I had to learn the hard way that that usually is more sustainable and achievable when I am doing the basic things, exercising and eating whole, nutrient-dense foods. Of course, I still have my treats. I think a lot of us just try to override common sense, and I definitely was guilty of that. So in terms of aesthetics, I approached my health more like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of my hair, which nutrition plays into that too. Your skin, your hair, your nails, all these things that people kind of pay attention to separately. It's like, no, they all go together. So if I'm healthy internally, my hair does better, my skin does better, I'm less inflamed, I'm managing my weight easier. I will say my skin got a lot better when I started adding a lot of fruits into my diet. I don't know why that is. Berries specifically. When it came to exercise, I used to do it for a while. Well, I used to do it pretty inconsistently. Like I would work out once in a while. I would work out a little bit one day and then not work out for days and then work out. Tricked myself into thinking I was really doing something. I mean, I guess it's better than zero, but really wasn't doing much. And I finally got to a point where I was just like sick of being on that going back and forth. So last September, I officially committed to changing my eating. I wanted to get my diet stable and to a good place before I, you know, started like worrying about working out. In October, I started working out consistently, and I started working out pretty much every day, minimum 5 days a week, but sometimes I even do work out 6 days a week. There were weeks where I've worked out 7. Sounds bad, it's really not, because I only work out for like 15-20 minutes. Hitting all the major muscle groups with a few reps with weights and calling it a day. So that works out better for me than trying to do long, drawn out, sweaty workout. Consistency over intensity is what has worked for me, and I am gonna stick with this because it's really the only approach that's worked for me. I definitely don't want to be preachy when it comes to these things because it's different for everyone, and I don't, you know, I'm just figuring these things out for myself in the last few months, so I am no expert. But I will say what has helped me, and maybe it'll help someone else. Everybody's life has different levels of difficulty, but as much as possible, figure out a way to be at peace with yourself, and whatever that means for you, that's a big thing. But another thing that has helped me a lot is just really just mildly educating myself on nutrition, right? I feel like there's a disconnect between how you feel / look and what you're eating and like your lifestyle. But it's like, no, you're a human being, right? Like a car needs fuel. You wouldn't put, you know, water mixed with mud in a car and expect it to still run just because you're putting something in there. You can't just put anything in there. Same with the human body. We need nutrients, we need nutrition, we need vitamins, we need minerals, we need all of these different things that come from, how lucky are we, food that the earth provides. We live on a planet, we need certain things. This planet provides all of that. This isn't rocket science here. So what's helped me is, okay, stop making it all about taste. Yes, you want your foods to taste good, but let's first look at nutrition and then how to make nutrition tasty. So I started just Googling, either ChatGPT, Google, basic search, understanding what foods have what nutrition, what are the benefits. I think instead of just having this abstract kind of disconnected idea of what certain foods do, because we tend to say, okay, this is healthy, this is unhealthy, but then we don't know why. And I think when you don't know why, it's easy to just ignore it. I will look up, okay, I'm about to eat quinoa. What are the health benefits of quinoa? And it breaks it down. What are the benefits of protein? What's the benefit of broccoli, carrots, Greek yogurt, wanting to understand everything I was eating and what it was doing for me. So that's what I do. That's what's been working for me. I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I had lost, last I checked, which was probably like a month or so ago, I had lost like 12-ish pounds, which is fine by me. I feel stronger, like I see tone. me being consistent with working out and not just stopping after 3 months, I see benefits I've never seen before in my entire life. Just like muscle tone is coming that I never had before, and consistent energy. And I used to have really bad energy dips. Oh, they were so bad. But more consistent energy, better skin. Still working on my hair, still want my hair to grow, but we're still on that hair journey. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And I am so glad that I changed my mindset on these things, because if I didn't, I don't even know. I would have fallen apart. I was told I was approaching high cholesterol when I was like mid-30s, which is crazy. I wasn't eating great, but I wasn't eating like as bad as you would think. Yeah, high cholesterol in mid-30s is not normal. So I'm glad I changed it all around. I haven't been to the doctor in a while, but last time I was, like, everything was good. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rambling on this topic, and I'm gonna go do some laundry and spend some time with my daughter. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.